Okay. Hello, guys. Happy Friday. Hello out there in all the land. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of does it. Well, it's so weird. Very public. Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, guys. So let me turn this off. There's a lot of new stuff going on here, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. Hello, hello. Where are you watching me from? Let me know where you are watching me from. This is Coach Portia. And yeah, you know what, guys? It does not feel like Friday today. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I think the 4th of July break kind of like threw me off a little bit. So my little mini vacation. So I'm like, it does not feel like Friday. And I know people like to chill on Fridays. So it's going to be a very laid back live because all I'm going to do today is a Q&A. So this is going to be just questions and answers that you guys may have about starting a mobile drug testing business that you may have questions about or you may not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sow a seed today in giving you putting these questions and answers out here for you. Okay, what is this doing? Let me go back to my live. Let me get over here on TikTok land. And if you can hear me, let me know, let me know, let me know. So maybe I probably want to start off just so you guys know what we're talking about here. I know the people on TikTok already know what's up. So what we're going to do over here for you guys, we're going to start here. This is going to start. So we'll probably be on here about 30, maybe about 30 minutes, unless anyone else have questions. Let me do this right quick. For TikTok, because I almost forgot to do that last time. Okay. Hey. Okay, so we are going to do these live Q&A questions. Okay. So if you guys have any questions while I'm going over these, feel free. and I will be happy to answer those questions for you. So the first question that a lot of you guys may have is, do I need a medical background to start a drug testing business? The answer is no. You do not need any prior experience or any other licenses to do this. You just have to take the course. I offer the qualifying course. Take the course, take your mock exam, which is included in my training as well. And that's it. How much money can you realistically make offering testing services? So this is, and I'm just letting you guys know what we're charging out in the field, but it's really up to you. You can charge whatever you want, but I'm just letting you know what we're charging out in the field. So for non-DOT testing, we are charging between $55 to $85 for non-DOT testing. Okay, for non-DOT testing. For DOT testing, we are charging $125 to $250 for DOT testing. For those of you that's just coming on, we're doing a live Q&A, okay? So, and at the hours, guys, you're going to charge $1,000 just to leave your house. Listen, I used to say to charge $500, but no. If you're going to leave your house in the middle of the night, charge $1,000. You are dealing with businesses here. And when they call you in the middle of the night, it's not for a pre-employment test. It is for a post-accident. So that means someone has had an accident and they need to get them tested right away, ASAP, within an hour or two. Okay? So you can charge them what you charge. One of my students, she did a post-accident test for a helicopter crash, and she made over $1,800 in a few hours for just 3 tests. So charge what you charge, okay? Don't be afraid to charge. What's the difference between DOT and non-DOT testing, and do I need both? Well, when you take my certification, you actually get both. You get DOT and non-DOT. So the difference, DOT is the Department of Transportation. So that's anybody that has a CDL license. So anyone that drives a big truck, anyone that flies a plane, anyone that operates a train, public transportation, and school bus, they fall under the Department of Transportation and they have CDL license. Now, the thing with people that have CDL license, anyone with a CDL license, they have to get it by law, federally mandated by law, that they get a test, okay? Anybody that has a CDL license, they have to get pre-employment testing. They get tested at random, reasonable suspicion, post-accident, return to duty, follow-up, other, and they get tested every 3 months. They have to get tested every 3 months. So this is why I always tell you guys that this is a recession-proof industry. It's a recession-proof business, because when it comes to this industry, no matter what's going on, they have to get a test, period. Any companies, they know that they have to have their employees enrolled in the consortium. So you having this skill under your belt, you always have the opportunity to create income, period, in all 50 states. And when you get certified, your certification is valid for 5 years in all 50 states. So you always have the opportunity to run up a bag out here, okay? The harvest is plenty. Hey, Chum! The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few out here, okay? So non-DOT is going to be everybody that does not have a CDL license. That's going to be your nurses, anybody that's a CNA, dentist, anybody in the construction field, anybody hauling heavy equipment, the oil field, maritime, government officials, EMS, the firefighters, the list goes on and on. Okay, so that's DOT and non-DOT. How do I get certified to become a specimen collector? Well, you take my course. So once you take my course, it is a self-paced course, guys. And guys, do me a favor, repost this live. You know you can repost the live now on TikTok. I don't know that. Period. Repost the live for your girl. Anyway, and tap the screen. Okay, so you take my course. It is a self-paced course, so you can come in and out as you please. But listen, just because it's a self-paced course doesn't mean you should procrastinate, okay? It does not mean you should procrastinate. So how do you become certified? You take my qualifying course. Because When you take my course, you're going to be certified to do both DOT and non-DOT. There is written material that you study. Once you go over this training material, you then take a final exam. Everything is done digitally online. Okay. You go in there, you take the final exam. You have to make at least an 85%. If you don't pass, you go right back in there and you take it again. But there's no way that you should flunk that test. Okay. It's free of charge if you flunk the test. The written exam, you just go right back in there and take it. But what I'm saying is, it's so easy a third grader can pass the test. So the only way you don't pass the test if you just not paying attention, you just saying eeny, meeny, miny, mo, how many can I go, right? But other than that, I have people that have registered for my course and they passed the written exam within an hour of signing up for the course because it's very simplistic, guys. I'm very succinct. I don't like fluff. I don't do fluff. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. This is what you do. Okay. Once you do that, then you start studying for your mock exam. Your mock exam is where you and I will meet via Zoom, and you're going to study these scenarios via video format on how to pass the mock exam or how to do your mock collections. And you're also going to have a guide, your DOT guidelines. This is a guide that you need to have with you everywhere you go. But in that guide, it literally shows you how to do each collection step by step. Okay. But anyway, once you and I meet via Zoom, and check this out, Bridget, the longest video in the training to learn how to do the mock exam or to do the scenarios is only 7 minutes, the collection, 7 minutes, and that's the temperature out of range. When you and I meet via Zoom, you're going to show me or demonstrate that you can do the temperature out of range, donor refused to sign, shy bladder, and 2 uneventful collections. That is it. Okay. Once you do that, you are certified. Okay. What kind of clients or industry needs testing services? Everybody. Everybody needs testing. If you look around, they need a test. Okay. So we already talked about transportation. They will always need testing. Anybody that drives a big truck, anybody that flies a plane, operates a train, public transportation, school bus, they will always need a test. Anybody in the medical field, they always have to get a test, guys. It's so weird that like even people in security, right? Like I have a student, he's in security. He said, well, you know what? We don't have to take a pre-employment test. However, if someone gets hurt on the job, then we have to take a post-accident test, right? So there's plenty of industries that need testing. Okay. They need it point blank in the period. I don't know what kind of job you've had before in the past, but have you ever had to get a test before, right? A urine screening. Comment below if you ever had to get a urine screening before. Like I said, the harvest is plenty out here, but the workers are few. This industry is not going anywhere. If every industry in the world decided that they did not want to do screenings for their employees, when it comes to transportation, when it comes to these industries that are mandated by law that they had to get a test, listen, that's it. This industry is not going anywhere. So you always need it out here in this space, period. You're always needed. You're always needed. Remember that, okay? Can I do this business part-time or from home? Of course. I wouldn't invite nobody to my house. But yes, you can do this part-time. And being is that you don't need a location, you will be going to the employer's location. Guys, employers need on-site testers to come out and do the test. When you come to their location, guys, you're making things more convenient for them and making sure that they stay in compliance. 9 times out of 10, every company that you talk to, they're going to be out of compliance. Why? Because they're chasing the bag. Listen, they need boots on the ground and all men on deck. They got projects they're trying to complete. Deadlines they have to meet and money they're trying to make. So them sending 6 of their guys off, 5 of their guys off, 8, even 1, that cause a disruption in their workflow, their money flow. Let's just keep it real. And they're not trying to do that. So how does this work? They get a notification that 1 of their, 2 of their, 3 of their, whatever employees need to go off site to get a test. They're like, we can't do that. No. That ain't gonna happen. right? So they're going to wait. But if they get an auditor to contact them, then they're out of compliance the very next day. Okay, if they don't send their person to go get a test, they're out of compliance. And when they're out of compliance, guys, they're getting hit with 16,000 plus per violation, depending on the industry. The lowest I think is maybe 16,000. I know anybody in the medical field, they getting hit with $50,000 in fines, guys. This is a big deal. Hello. Okay. Next question. Let's see. Do I need a physical location or can I be mobile? Yes, you can be mobile. You do not need a physical location. Thank you guys for the love, the hearts. Some of my students do have brick and mortar, but they do open themselves up to go to the sites too, baby, because they getting all the money. Okay. What supplies or equipment do I need to get started? So guys, once you get started in my training, I do have a list of labs that you can partner with. When you partner with the labs, they're actually going to send you all of your supplies for free to do the collection. So they're going to send your CCF forms, they're going to send your split cups, they're going to send your gloves and stuff like that. Outside of that, guys, you're going to need some gloves. You're going to want a name tag. You probably got a bag already at your house that you can use. You don't need to be spending no extra money on stuff. You need some gloves. You need your bluing agent. You need your tape. That stuff is very cheap. You just listen. You're starting a business here, so you want to keep your overhead low. You want to make the money, but keep your overhead low. Don't go and buy extra stuff that you do not need. Okay, you get a website. You can do that. Drag and drop, baby. Go daddy. Okay, you already got a cell phone. You ain't got to go and try to go get all this extra stuff. But in my training, I show you step-by-step things that you need to do before you start calling the labs how to set up your business. Don't go and get extra stuff. Oh, this is so cute. I think I need this pink lanyard. No, you don't. Put it down. I think I need this. No, you don't. You don't. Okay? You don't. Okay, so if you ain't out here just spending like you ain't, you could pop. Matter of fact, let's just do the math right quick. Let's just do the math right. I know y'all attention span is short. Some people, I ain't say all y'all, but I'm just saying. Okay, we're gonna say 18. You got a phone. You're gonna get some gloves. $5. You're gonna get a name tag from Vista Print. You're gonna pay $6. Get you some business cards. $15. Okay, get you some flyers. Another $15. Okay. You got a bag at the house. We ain't counting no bag. You got a bag. We're just gonna say maybe $300. Just say $300. Keep it under 3. You shouldn't spend no more than that. But I'm just saying, I just want you to know you're gonna have to invest something in your business, period. Because listen, come on. You're gonna invest something. Just don't invest too much. Your overhead is very low in this industry. Okay. Overhead very low in this industry. Overhead is very low, once again, in this industry. Okay. How do I get set up with the labs to send my specimens? I teach you that in the training. So in the training, I have a list of labs you gotta get set up with. Let's see. Next question. What are the legal or compliance requirements I need to follow? All of that is going to be in your handbook, your DOT guidelines. This is also the information that you'll be going over in the training. So as long as you abide by what's in your guidebook, your DOT guidelines, you are good. That's it. That's all. Just keep your book with you at all times. It is your DOT Bible. It does not leave your side. I don't care if you have a mobile location or not. Keep your DOT guidelines with you. You ever been to the hospital and you see them people with that book? They looking at that book trying to find a solution to a problem. Okay. So when you got your DOT, when you out there in the field, you may forget something. You be like, wait a minute. I've done 100 collections, but I've never had a situation where the seal broke. So now you're going to go and look in your DOT guidelines and you're going to say, okay, what do I do if the seal breaks? And you look at the information. Or you may be like, dang, I've done like 60 collections, but I've never had to do a shy bladder. And I kind of forgot how to do that. So I'm going to look in my book right quick, my DOT guidelines, my handbook. It makes sure I'm doing these steps correctly. That's what wise people do. Because this is your business. You don't want to mess nothing up. So you're going to look in your book because that's what it's for. Hello? Because if you don't use it, you'll lose. If you're not doing it every day, you'll forget. Makes sense? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. How long does it take to get certified and actually start working? Like I said, I have people that's been done in a week. So it does not take long. The quickest I've had, listen, I had one lady that did everything in 30 days, like she had her office and everything. But one of my ladies, she got everything within 2 weeks. Let me see. Linda, she got her office, but it took about 30 days for her to do that. But I had one lady, as soon as she got done with her mock, she already had her lab. She already had her building. Like, baby, people be rolling. Like, she had her building set up. She had the people on speed dial. She already knew what her lab she was going to have. They was waiting on her. So it just depends on the person, because nothing's stopping you from, doing what you need to do, because there's nothing. Everything is wide open just for you. Okay. Next question. How do I find paying clients or contracts in my area? If you're Googleable, if you're marketing your business, if you're, just know this, if you're quiet, you're broke. It's not about you finding people, it's about them finding you in this industry. You know what I'm saying? Because within this industry, you're needed in this space. People just need to know that you exist. People just need to know that you offer this service. That's it, right? So as long as you're sending out information, you're making yourself known, you're advertising in some type of way. You got to advertise your business, right? Make sure you're Googleable, guys. You can set up a My Business on Google for free. Google My Business is free. Google My Business is free, right? So as long as you're marketing your business and putting yourself out there, and people know that you are available, you're just putting out breadcrumbs. So when they gonna find you, you ain't gotta look for nobody, because there's an abundance everywhere. There's clients everywhere. It was one of my students just messaged me the other day. He was like, Portia, you are right. They will call, because a lady contacted him for a post accident for non-DOT, but she wanted a instant test. He doesn't have a clear waiver. So he couldn't do it, but he just wanted to let me know, hey, you're right. They call. You know what I'm saying? Like, they call, right? So, and he ain't had to go look for nobody. They found him. All of my students that's getting clients, they're marketing their business, but people are finding them. They're receiving the phone calls, right? My student that did the collection for the helicopter crash, the pilot crash, they found her. Right? They're looking for people that's available. If you available, that's who they want to deal with. They don't care how big you are, how small you are, new, old, baby, how long you've been doing it. They don't care. They need somebody out here ASAP, right now. Can you show up? That's what they want to know. If you can show up, here I come to save the day. That's it. That's it. That's all. Hello. I'm just saying. That's it. That's all, y'all. Don't be in your feelings. I'm just trying to tell you, get out your feelings, baby, because ain't no money in there. Not a dime. Not a dime. Okay. Next question. Okay, I answered that. Do I have to handle urine only, or can I offer oral, hair, or DNA testing? First of all, DNA testing is totally different from this industry. DNA is totally different from drug testing. Okay. And DNA can stand alone. But if you want to offer DNA, you can. Guys, you can go to my waiting list if you are interested in DNA. If you guys want to add on oral and hair, you can go to my website and actually get that now. And I still actually have 25% off oral and hair. It's usually $250, but right now you can add on there for $187.50, I think. And it's probably going to end today, because I should have took it out for the weekend. I mean, after the holidays. But anyway, it's still up there. Run it up, add it on. Can I train and hire other people to work under me? You sure can. I always tell you guys, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. Hello. If you want to go further, take people with you. So in this industry, yes, you can become a trainer. You get certified, you become a trainer, as you can see on the screen where it says Specimen Collector Plus Trainer Course, $600. So that means you'll be certified in DOT, non-DOT, in the trainer course. As a trainer, you can train your own employees for expansion, right? Or you can train other employees. Yesterday, I did a live, and we talked about how you can be a collector in the rural areas, and also a staffing agency as well for industries in the area that need collectors to come and do the test. We talked about that yesterday. I digress. Probably not. Listen, I received a download in the middle of training, baby, and it was a whole business. One thing about me, I'm gonna get them downloads. Anyway, I posted it in my group yesterday. I'm like, listen, y'all need to get on this. But anyway, yes, you can train. What sets a real certified collector apart from who just watch YouTube videos? Come on, that. Because one thing I know for sure, baby, it's like pulling teeth getting anything out here in this industry, and you got to be certified. Hello, you ain't certified just watching no videos. You got to get certified. You got to know what you're doing, right? But from experience, when you get into this, it's like pulling teeth. Like it's like pulling teeth getting information from anybody out here. That's why I use my platform and I come out here and I give free information. I do free trainings all the time. I don't care if you took my course or not. It don't matter. It's just because I know that this is an amazing opportunity. And I want everybody to go out here and get their bread. You getting bread ain't gonna stop me from getting bread. You know what I'm saying? What God got for you is for you, what's for me is for me. So I'm out here just to give it to the people. Y'all go out here and get your bag, point blank in the period. Hello? That is it. Hello? Y'all understand? Okay. Next question. Let me see. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Before I move on to the next. Any questions? Any questions? Let me see over here because we live on all platforms. Any questions over there on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn Land? Any questions? Okay. Okay. All right. So let's do some. Let me kind of help you guys with some misinformation that's going out here. Myths. You have to be a nurse or have medical experience to start the drug testing business. That is not true. You don't need a medical license at all. Specimen collectors is a certified skill, and you do not need a medical degree to do this. Okay. I teach regular people how to enter into this industry. It makes $55 to $250 per test. Period. $250 plus. Hello. Just saying. A myth that's going on. There's no demand for drug testing. That's crazy. Companies are federally required by law to test employees, DOT, non-DOT, staff and agencies, halfway houses, schools, clinics. The list goes on and on, baby. The demand is high. It will forever be. Hello. Okay. I'm just saying. Here's another one. You need a lab. Well, you have to open a full lab or have a lab partnership before you can do anything. That's not true. You definitely don't need a lab. Most of my students have a mobile business. You can start a mobile collector. As a mobile collector, I teach you how to set up a lab partnership after you get certified, not before. So don't overthink. I had one girl, she messaged me as soon as she got into the training. She was like, Portia, how do I get my lab? How do I do this? How do I do that? I'm like, girl, you just got in here. You need to take the test first. And you're overthinking everything. She's like, you know what? You know I am, girl. I really do overthink stuff. I'm like, I just call you because I'm just trying to help you calm down a little bit. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna take my test first. I'm like, come on. Anyway, it takes too long to get certified. That is not true. It takes months to become a certified collector. Not true. I've had students that can do this in a week. Period. Okay. Period. Like, because it don't take long. Only men in transportation do this. That is not true. Matter of fact, this is a female dominant industry, I think. I really do. I really think that. Although this is an untapped market and a lot of people don't know about it, I think this is a female dominant industry and we need more women. We need more women. We need more people to do this, period. Okay. So that is my Q&A for today, guys. Any questions? Do you guys have any questions for me before I end the live today? If you do everything you don't feel like doing, you'll get everything you ever wanted. If you do everything you don't feel like doing, you'll get everything you ever wanted. At the end of the day, guys, so if you go to the link tree in my bio, if you want to download the guide on how to start a mobile testing business, you can do that from my profile. Also, let me go over this because I didn't go over this while I was on it. If you want to be a specimen collector and start your own mobile testing service, it's only $400. You'll be certified at both DOT and non-DOT. Yes, my mocks come included with my course. Okay. Payment plans are available: Sizzle, ShopPay, Klarna, as well as Afterpay. If you want to be a specimen collector plus trainer, and start your own virtual training center from the comfort of your own home or anywhere you got internet, anywhere in the world with internet, you can do this. If you want to train your own employees, you can. If you want to train other people, employees, you can as well. If you want to sell your own courses as another stream of income, you can as well. And guess what? You actually open up 10 plus streams of income for yourself as an instructor. Any questions? And payment plans are also available for that: Sizzle, ShopPay, Klarna, as well as Afterpay. So with either one of these, you can get started for between 100, 125 today, maybe 145, between 100 and 145 today, if you take advantage of the payment plan options. Any questions out there in the internet land, guys? It does not feel like Friday to me, and I feel so weird. Like, what's going on? What's going on? It does not feel like Friday to me. Like, what is going on? What is going on today? I mean, I've been working. Wait a minute. I got back. When did I get back? We got back on Monday night. I took a rest on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's probably why, because I rested on Tuesday and Wednesday. But anyway, I digress. Any questions? Any questions? Thank you, guys. Thank you for the likes. Y'all showed out. Did I do that or did y'all do that? Period. I don't remember tapping the screen. Did I do that or did y'all do that? Period. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Any